Hey, what up, man? So, I said this a while back, and this is when I was before I started getting involved with the Black Manosphere. I was watching the Cussing Pastor. It's called Thaddeus Matthews, and the black guy where motherfucker this, motherfucker that, pussy, fat ass, all that dude, and from Memphis. Right? This is an extension of they're talking about the whole Memphis riot thing going on right now, so it's relatable. Made me harken back to that. But I was in the chat of that guy, and actually I stopped fucking with dude because of his mods, and just like, I think it's ran by his daughter or something like that. So I was telling them something, and they just couldn't grasp the concept of a woman not being able to really raise a boy. And they were saying like, oh, my boy is scared of me, and and they'll never, and this, that, and the other. And it took me back, man, to a real pivotal night in my early life, bro. And, I was embarrassed about this shit back then. But at the same time, now, me being an adult and grown man, that right there, like, really was a critical part of my life, because it showed me, like, just how overly emotional females are, and how they really don't think about things. And women think they have power, but they don't. Alright? I was 16 at the time. We had a basketball game. And I'll get more into this, bro, because basketball, as you know with me, bro, that's always been my solace. That's been my hobby. That's been my release. That's been my therapy, so on and so forth. But I'll tell another story relating to that. But either way, so my mom was supposed to come pick me up from the basketball game, but she forgot. So I ended up getting a ride back home with somebody else. And I get home, of course, I'm pissed. I'm mad. I don't want to talk to her. So I didn't say anything disrespectful or whatever. I just didn't really talk. And me not talking, she took it as disrespect. So instead of her, which, like, she was wrong. You left me, or you forgot about me. You fell asleep. You didn't pick me up. I had to wait out, and, you know what I'm saying, thank God pretty much somebody got tired of waiting and is like, hey, fuck it, man, we'll drop you off. So, of course, I'm mad. But to her, I have no right to be mad, because she's the parent and I'm the child. Mind you, I'm 16 years old. I'm a 16-year-old boy. I'm skinny as fuck and I'm scraggly, but I'm 6'3" at the time, probably 160 some pounds. But I'm, the little muscle I got, I'm all muscle. You know what I'm saying? I just had a growth spurt of like 2 inches over that same summer from 9th grade to 10th grade. And I'm getting a lot stronger and shit because, I'm working out. I'm finally officially working out for the first time, being on the basketball team and shit, And by the end of that time, I ran cross country because they made us run cross country. So, the fuck these niggas doing? But anyway, I was a lot stronger, bro. And that was my body's first taste of, like, testosterone and strength. So mind you, my mom at the time is probably right at 40. It's like just like 2000. Fucking skinny. And she's gonna like bum rush me. And I'm like, what are you doing? All because like, and I caught her hand because she's trying to hit me. So my mom goes to get like this fucking stick, bro, or like a board or something. And she fucking like hits me with the board, like right here. Big ass lump, bro. Big ass fucking lump on my head. He was like a piece of wood, a fucking board. And I was so, at that moment, bro, I was so enraged. I was so mad that I scared myself. Because for that first time, I was like, man, and then this is what popped in my head. Was saying, man, I'm finna fuck this bitch up. That's what I like, without saying it, nothing. I didn't say this out loud, but internally, like, my fucking fight or flight shit kicked in, and my fucking fight reflex kicked in, but it was to my mom. So, and I don't think, and I caught myself because when she hit me with the board, I fucking like, I lurched forward, and then I caught myself, and it was like, the fucking the nature versus the nurture, or like, my fucking, my affection for my mom. Like, it was like, it was the weirdest shit I ever felt, man. I can't even describe it. It was like I went to like Hulk level fucking rage to intense fear out of, like, because I never experienced that shit before ever in my life, ever before with anybody else. But it was like, the shit was so bad, bro. And like I said, my mom being, I guess, emotional, she didn't think about what the fuck she was doing. But at the same time, there's no way you couldn't think of it. Like, you swung a piece of wood at my head, and she hit me right here, man. I had a fucking Warner Brothers fucking Bugs Bunny ass lump on my head, like, instantly. Like she could have fucking killed me, bro. Like, or put my fucking eye out or something. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was so bad that my body, I was putting so much danger, my body naturally went into the fucking fight or flight fucking reflex, and gave me that fucking certain rush of fucking adrenaline and testosterone to fucking protect myself, because my life was being threatened. So I fucking immediately go from, I catch myself, push my mom out the fucking door, like she's trying to get her arm in the door. I fucking grab my mom's arm while she's still like swinging, like on some cartoon shit, bro. Swinging the fucking shit, trying to hit me, like arm, elbow bent, trying to hit me around the door. Grab her arm, one-handed now, and I didn't realize this. Got my body weight up against the door, take her arm with the fucking board, push it and force it out of the fucking room, close the door and lock it. My mom knocks on the fucking door for I don't know how long, probably like 10, let me in. And I'm thinking like, man, if this bitch fucking break this door down, bro, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and thank God, bro, God stepped in. That was making, bro, my mom was like the biggest Jesus freak ever. That was really so fucking funny to me too, man. So God must have been looking out that night, because, man, if she would have came through the door, I don't know what would have happened. And unbeknownst to me at the time, she was pregnant with my baby brother, all right? So, and she didn't even know it yet. So, all of that to say this, I was telling the people in the chat, they're like, look, man, y'all don't understand it. These boys, they don't fear you. They tolerate you, and they're saving you. They're allowing you to do anything that you're doing to them as teenagers, because you, as a woman, I don't give a fuck how fat you are, how big you are, how strong you think you are. The chances you have against a fucking boy that's hitting his fucking his first fucking physical peak and prime, you have no chance. I could have like, if I would have fought my mama that night, bro, or if I would have put my hands on my mom, not only would I would have hurt my mom seriously, I would have fucking pretty much, you know what I'm saying, put her in the fucking hospital, and she would have miscarried my brother. But with her being a female, and even though she wasn't even thinking about that. She's just so worried about being right, and she's trying to put fear in me. And she didn't understand the fact of the matter that, like you said, at the end of the day, when you lie on that fucking, that lion, that adolescent lion up with that fucking full-grown fucking male lion, he can tell the difference. It's like he can smell it, he can sense it. He can know that, like, yeah, I might fight this nigga, but I'm not there yet, and he's gonna back down. But that lioness though, he can smell it, he can sense it. He's like, nah, bitch, I know I can fucking fuck your ass up. So I'm not gonna let you do the shit that he can do. And that's why when the adolescent males reach a certain age in the pride, they're forced out, because not only do they create an issue in coming up against the male leader of the pride, he usurps the power from the head lioness, the alpha female. She not only has to, you know what I'm saying, she monitors the pride as, like, the underhand of the or the hand of the male. She keeps everybody else in line. But if she has to, you know what I'm saying, do the will or try to manage, the pride, which is consisted of other people that can overtake her in physical power and dominance, well, shit, what does that do to her? So eventually, once the the males reach a certain age or a certain size, they get them up out of there because it causes too much problems. And I don't think you women understand just how many times like your sons have saved you. Your son stalled you out. Your son let you live. Your son, because if you're not really, and 9 times out of 10, much as you say this, I'll take you out shit. Everybody goes back to that infamous Cosby Show reference, but you notice who said the line. That was the father that said it, not the mother. And a lot of you mothers say that shit, but you don't have it in you to fucking kill your child. If you don't let your child live to the point in time where they're a teenager, you have some type of maternal instinct good enough. Even if you're a piece of shit that's just benefiting off of having a child and that's your way of surviving, you still understand understand and put enough value in the life of the child to not take the child's life or not deal with it. So for a woman to say that shit and say, oh, I'll take you out, I'll kill you, you're just saying that. That's a scare tactic. And at a certain point in time, the boy understands that, he knows it. So that's why these young boys out here so reckless and so fucking rambunctious, and nobody can control them because they don't have that proper buffer. They don't have that proper fucking deterrent. Again, man, every boy and every man that's a grown man right now can tell you, they remember that moment where they thought they was a man and then they ran into a fucking man, bro. When you thought you was a man and you ran into a real man and you experienced man strength, that's the reason fathers are fucking essential, bro. That's the reason why you have to have fathers around. That's why, a male ran community is so important, because the man is he's that deterrent. He keeps the boy in line to the point of where he don't get out of line and have to be reined back in. Because once you get him out of line, it's hard to fucking try to rein the motherfucker back in versus him staying within the parameters of, what's right, quote unquote, from the time, because he knows that, like, if you're going to be met with fucking the ultimate fucking deterrent, the unbeatable force, the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. All right. So again, man, a lot of you females out here, you don't understand what you're doing to the black people as a whole when you guys are trying to hold on to this matriarchal situation we're in right now. All right, you need the father, because the father is what's going. The men determine how the fucking how the demographic is gonna go. All right, the men determine that. Again, look at every other successful society and successful demographic. They're ran by who? They're men. But if and when you flip it and you reverse it, you have the women running shit, and the women determine what men are, and they're imprinting on the men, and they're inundating them with all of this feminine energy, and the men don't know how to be men. Then you have men grow up, you have boys grow up into men, and they have to learn how to be men as men. All right. That was a mouthful, right? But that's how complicated this situation really is. And all in all, man, like I said, when I was in that chat room, I kept trying to tell the people, I was like, man, I don't think y'all get it. And I had the men, it was men that was doing it. The men were understanding me. They were trying to help me, and they blocked me, bro. I had to go to like a backup profile, be like, yo, why'd y'all block me? And then the people was like, the dudes, and then they shut the dudes up. And that's the matriarchy, bro. The truth and the facts of the matter, when a man tells you, because a man will only understand a man, right? A woman will never understand, a man can never understand a woman like a woman can, and a woman can never understand a man like a man can, all right? And before you a woman, you a girl. Before you a man, you a boy. So it's the same thing. All men were fucking boys at one point in time, okay? So if and when you have a man trying to tell you how shit really is, you should take heed and listen. But again, if you take heed and listen, that will do what? That will put the man as the authoritative figure and the expert in the situation, and that would usurp the woman of her power. So that's why I was that's why I was shouted down and and blocked on that platform. But again, man, you guys need to start understanding, all right? You don't scare your sons, all right? Your sons just love you more than they can't fucking stand you. And they love you more than they're willing to hurt you. Every now and then you get an example where it's somebody that don't give a damn. and then you put in a bad situation because there's nothing you can do. I can tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, you as a woman, whether you're working or not, and especially the older you get and you're 35 years old, 40 years old, you have no chance to get the typical 15-year-old boy. None. No chance. He could literally kill you with his bare hands. All right? And thank God, you know, for, you know, whatever that weird situation was that happened with me, because I'm telling you, man, my mom hit me that fucking piece of wood, bro. I was as mad as I ever been in my life. But you know, at the same time, that was probably the first time in my life where I was like put in that much of a dangerous situation. All right, and it just so happened to be by the person that was supposed to love me the most. But either way, that's that on that, man. And I'll catch you on the next one.